The night sky over every major city was clear and calm. People across the globe glanced upward, enjoying the glittering stars that had long inspired wonder and curiosity. But at precisely 20:17 Universal Time, that peaceful sky shattered. A silent shadow appeared against the stars, a shape so vast it blocked out entire constellations. It was a massive spacecraft, unlike any human creation. No country or corporation claimed it. No nation had built anything that large or imposing in orbit. It hung there like an ominous monument, casting its dark silhouette across continents and oceans alike. Newsrooms erupted with breaking reports. Cameras zoomed in on the glowing vessel, trying to make out details through the swirling layers of atmosphere. Scientists rushed to adjust telescopes while governments scrambled jets and satellites. Every eye was glued to the sky. Then came the message. It wasn't words spoken in any language familiar to Earth's millions. It was a broadcast clear and unmistakable that touched every radio, every television, every internet device. The signal pulsed in deep rhythmic tones, and then translated text began to appear on screens worldwide. The message was chilling. Surrender. Your species, cease all resistance. Failure to comply will result in total destruction. This is not a request. Panic swept the planet like wildfire. Streets emptied as people rushed home, families huddled close, and leaders convened emergency meetings. Social media exploded with fear, disbelief, and anger. Could this be a hoax? Some speculated it might be a sophisticated prank or a test. But the reality was undeniable. The threat was real. World capitals buzzed with urgent communication. The United Nations called an emergency session. For the first time in decades, rival nations set aside disputes, agreeing that survival was paramount. The phrase "One Earth" echoed in speeches and broadcasts, at the heart of this global crisis. Dr. Lina Ramirez stood in a government research facility, her eyes fixed on the live feed from the alien ship. She was a leading astrophysicist, specializing in exoplanetary signals. Her team worked tirelessly to decode the message's full meaning and origin. The tone was unmistakably hostile. These were not explorers seeking contact. They were invaders issuing an ultimatum. "We have to understand their technology," Lina said, pacing in front of a wall of monitors. "If we want to survive, we need to learn everything we can about their ship, their communications, their propulsion, their weapons." Her colleague, Commander Aidan Cross, nodded grimly. "We're mobilizing every defense asset we have." The moment they made contact, Earth became a battleground. Across the globe, military commanders prepared for the worst. Fighter jets scrambled toward the ship, while naval fleets shifted into defensive formations. Space agencies accelerated their launch schedules for satellites and exploratory probes, equipped with experimental weapon systems. In the quiet moments before the chaos, ordinary people grappled with fear and uncertainty. In New York, a schoolteacher held her students close as she explained the situation without causing panic. In Nairobi, a street artist painted murals of hope, showing humans standing united beneath a rising sun. In Tokyo, engineers worked overnight, modifying their technology to meet an enemy they barely understood. Despite the fear, there was a spark of resolve. Humanity had faced crises before: natural disasters, wars, pandemics, and survived. Now, faced with a threat from beyond the stars, that survival instinct burned brighter than ever. The alien ship remained silent except for its message. No probes landed, no transmissions followed. It waited, looming like a dark promise over a fragile planet. Lina studied the readings again. They want us to surrender. But what does that even mean for them? Our planet is rich with life and resources. Be after that? Or is this something more? Cross replied, "Whatever their goal, they don't understand us. They don't know what happens when you push humanity into a corner." As midnight passed, the world held its breath. The message from the stars was clear. Earth had been warned. Now, the question was how the human race would respond. The world awoke the next day with a heavy weight pressing on its chest. The alien ship still hung in orbit, a silent sentinel demanding obedience. Governments knew there was no time for hesitation. The message from the stars was not just a threat, was a declaration of war at the United Nations headquarters in New York. An emergency session convened. The room buzzed with tension. Delegates from every country sat shoulder to shoulder, faces grim but determined. Leaders who once clashed over trade deals, borders, and ideology now found themselves united by a cause greater than any dispute. Secretary General Laura Jensen took the podium. Her voice was steady, carrying a quiet strength that rippled through the hall. "We stand at a crossroads," she said. "Never before has humanity faced a threat of this magnitude. But in this moment, we must remember who we are: not divided nations, but one Earth, one people. We must act as one." The delegates erupted into applause. In record time, they agreed to establish the Earth Defense Coalition, EDC, a unified military and scientific command center. Every country pledged troops, resources, and expertise. Borders blurred as armies prepared to fight under a common banner. Across continents, the news spread like wildfire. In Beijing, Tokyo, London, Cairo, São Paulo, and Sydney, citizens rallied. Volunteers signed up to support the military effort. Factories shifted from civilian goods to war production. Scientists shared breakthroughs openly, pooling knowledge in a way never seen before. In a secure command center beneath the Swiss Alps, General Marcus Kane reviewed the coalition's plans. His team consisted of the best military minds from across the globe, working side by side. Satellite feeds displayed the alien ship's every movement. Reconnaissance drones buzzed around, collecting data. "Coordination is critical," Marcus told his officers. "We don't have the luxury of competing agendas or slow decision-making. The enemy may be patient, but we cannot afford to be." Meanwhile, Dr. Lena Ramirez and her research team collaborated with international scientists to analyze the alien signals further. Their breakthroughs came daily. They discovered the ship's energy signatures and weapon frequencies, information vital for Earth's defense. Back in her lab, Lena shared her findings with the coalition's leaders. "The ship's technology is unlike anything we have, but it's not invincible. If we can identify its weak points, we can design weapons that work." Commander Aidan Cross, now leading a special task force within the coalition, prepared for the next phase: reconnaissance and defense. His pilots trained relentlessly in simulated dogfights, learning to adapt human tactics to combat alien technology in the streets. Ordinary people felt a mixture of fear and hope. Schools incorporated lessons about unity and resilience. Artists created murals celebrating human strength and diversity. News anchors reminded viewers that this was a fight for all humanity, not just for soldiers or politicians. Among the crowd was 17-year-old Amira, who watched the news with her family in Cairo. Her father was a mechanic, her mother a nurse. Though scared, she felt a spark ignite inside her. "If the world can come together like this," she whispered, "maybe we really can protect our home." Meanwhile, alien watchers noticed subtle changes in the ship's behavior. It no longer remained perfectly still. Occasionally, parts of its hull shifted, as if preparing for something. The message of surrender remained, but the silence from the alien ship felt like the calm before a storm at the coalition's spaceport. Engineers and technicians worked day and night. They modified existing spacecraft with new shields, energy weapons, and advanced AI targeting systems. Human pilots prepared for their first encounter beyond Earth's atmosphere. "We fight not just for survival," Commander Cross said during a briefing. "We fight for our future, for our children, for the chance to write our own destiny." In distant observatories, astronomers searched for any sign of allies or other alien species. The question lingered, were these invaders alone, or was this just the first wave? Back on Earth, the people looked to the sky with new eyes. That shining blue orb was their only home. Whatever the cost, they would defend it as the sun set on the second day of the invasion. The Earth Defense Coalition stood ready and unprecedented. Force born from hope, unity, and the unbreakable spirit of humanity. The war had not yet begun, but the world was already fighting. One world, one fight. The clock was ticking. Humanity had mere weeks, maybe days, before the alien invaders made their next move. The massive ship still loomed silently above, but Earth's response had to be more than words and fear. It had to be action-fast, bold, and creative, in sprawling laboratories, factories, and secret bunkers around the world. Innovation became the pulse driving humanity's defense. The Earth Defense Coalition's scientists and engineers worked around the clock, fueled by a fierce urgency. Ideas that once took years to develop were now pushed through in weeks, hours, and sometimes minutes, in the heart of Silicon Valley. Dr. Lina Ramirez led a team combining human ingenuity with alien technology recovered from past encounters. Pieces of downed alien probes and cryptic transmissions formed the puzzle's edges. The team studied energy emissions, weapon designs, and propulsion methods. Every breakthrough unlocked a new possibility. We have to think differently, Lina told her team during one tense briefing. The aliens don't fight like us. Their technology is advanced, but it's based on logic and patterns. Humans, we're unpredictable. We have to use that. Inspired by this, the team developed experimental weapon systems that combined human-made missiles with alien energy cores. The new weapons harnessed exotic energy fields to punch through enemy shields, something previously thought impossible. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic in London, engineers rapidly constructed orbital defense platforms. These floating fortresses were armed with railguns, laser turrets, and missile launchers. Positioned strategically around Earth, they formed a protective web designed to intercept any incoming attacks. On the ground, factories switched production lines overnight. Car assembly plants now built armored vehicles equipped with electromagnetic pulse (EMP) cannons. Textile factories produced reinforced suits that enhanced soldiers' strength and agility. The world became a hive of activity focused entirely on one goal. Survival. Commander Aidan Cross oversaw the integration of these new technologies into the military. Pilots trained relentlessly with simulators that recreated alien battle tactics. Soldiers practiced using energy weapons that hummed with unfamiliar power. The human forces adapted quickly. At the same time, artificial intelligence played a key role. Advanced AI systems analyzed alien communications, predicted possible attack vectors, and optimized resource allocation. These AI advisors became essential in planning Earth's next moves. In the midst of this, a breakthrough came from an unlikely source: a group of teenagers coding in a community hackathon. They developed a neural interface prototype that allowed pilots to control spacecraft with their minds, reducing reaction time drastically. The coalition quickly recognized its potential and fast-tracked the technology as Earth's defenses grew. Smarter and stronger, the alien ship began to shift in orbit. Signals intercepted showed it was preparing to deploy. Smaller craft scouts and bombers, meant to probe human defenses. The world held its breath as reports came in of strange lights descending from the ship, landing in remote areas. Human forces scrambled to respond. Despite the urgency, the coalition prioritized gathering intelligence, knowing that understanding the enemy's tactics was key. In a quiet lab in Moscow, Dr. Alina Sokolov worked on a new type of shield technology. Inspired by the energy fields around the alien ship, she designed a portable device capable of generating temporary force fields. Soldiers equipped with these shields could withstand blasts that would otherwise be fatal. "We're not just reacting," Alina said in a video message to the coalition leaders. "We're innovating. We're turning their strengths into our weaknesses." The spirit of innovation spread beyond scientists and soldiers. Artists, writers, and thinkers joined in, boosting morale with stories of hope and resilience. Schools held workshops encouraging students to imagine new technologies and solutions. Humanity's creativity became a weapon in itself in the war rooms of the Earth's Defense Coalition. Lena and Aiden watched satellite feeds showing the construction of new fleets and the testing of experimental weapons. The alien ship remained a dark presence, but Earth's response was no longer one of fear. It was of determination. "Humanity's greatest strength is its mind," Aiden said. "Their technology may be powerful, but it's predictable. We're unpredictable. And now we're innovating faster than they can react." Lena nodded. "This is just the beginning. The spark of innovation will light the path to victory." As night fell, the world was no longer just waiting for an attack. It was preparing to fight back with courage, creativity, and an unbreakable will. The war for Earth was about to enter a new phase, one where human spirit and technology would collide with the unknown. The sun had just begun to rise over the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean when the first alien scout ship slipped out from the massive mothership hanging above Earth's atmosphere. Sleek, dark, and unlike anything humanity had seen, these smaller crafts glided silently toward the surface. Their intentions clear: reconnaissance and testing Earth's defenses. In the command center beneath the Swiss Alps, alarms blared. Commander Aiden Cross stood tall, his eyes fixed on the screens tracking the descending vessels. The time had come. Months of preparation, innovation, and training were about to be put to the ultimate test. "Pilots, this is it," Aiden's voice echoed. Over the coms. "These scouts aren't just probing, they're challenging us. We don't have the luxury of hesitation. Engage on my mark." Fighter pilots strapped into their advanced cockpits aboard Earth's new space fleet. Their ships, enhanced with alien-derived energy weapons and human engineering, hummed with power. The neural interface system allowed pilots to control their craft with thought, granting reaction times unmatched by any previous technology. Among the pilots was Captain May Tanaka, a veteran known for her calm under pressure. Her ship, the Phoenix, was equipped with the latest shield generators and pulse cannons. As she waited for orders, she stared at the glowing alien vessels appearing on the radar. Time to show them what humans are made of. May whispered. Outside Earth's atmosphere, the battle erupted with sudden intensity. Alien scouts darted through space like shadows, firing bursts of energy at the human fleet. Earth's pilots responded with a mix of missile salvos and energy blasts, their new weapons piercing through alien shields. The clash was chaotic. Alien technology was fast and precise, but the unpredictability of human tactics caught them off. Guard pilots executed daring maneuvers, barrel rolls, sudden dives, and coordinated strikes that no algorithm could anticipate. Back on Earth, millions watched live feeds of the battle unfold. The images of blazing trails, explosions, and agile dogfights captivated a planet desperate for hope. Hold formation. May's voice cut through the comms. Target the lead scout. Disable it if you can. Her squadron focused fire, their pulse cannons burning through the alien craft's hull. With a final burst, the lead scout spiraled out of control, crashing toward the Pacific Ocean. It exploded in a brilliant flash, lighting up the dawn sky. Cheers erupted in the command center. It was the first victory, but the battle was far from over. More scouts emerged, this time dropping pods onto the ocean's surface. These pods carried advanced drones designed to infiltrate and sabotage Earth's naval fleets. Human ships responded swiftly, deploying countermeasures and electromagnetic pulses that disabled many drones before they could reach their targets. On the ground, specialized units prepared to retrieve the downed alien scout. Their mission was critical: recover any technology or data that could provide an edge in the coming war. Captain Amira Hassan led the retrieval team. Her unit moved with precision through the humid jungle on a remote Pacific island where the alien craft had crashed. They found the wreckage, its hull still humming with faint energy. Amira's team carefully extracted a strange device glowing with blue light. It pulsed rhythmically, unlike anything they had seen. "This could be the key," she said. "We need to get it back to the lab." Meanwhile, the skies remained tense. The alien scouts had not retreated. Instead, they regrouped, adapting to human tactics with frightening speed. Battles raged not only in space, but also in Earth's atmosphere. Testing every ounce of human skill and technology, Commander cross-coordinated reinforcements and supply lines. He knew the fight was more than a series of skirmishes. It was a test of endurance, intelligence, and spirit. Every victory counts, he reminded his team. We are learning. We are growing stronger. The alien invaders might have technology, but we have something they don't: heart. As the final scout ship retreated toward the mothership, a new message broadcasted from the alien vessel. This time, it was not a demand. It was a warning. Resistance is futile. Surrender now or face consequences. Humanity's response was clear. They would not surrender. They would fight. Across the Pacific and beyond, the first clash had ended, but the war was just beginning. The alien threat was real, but so was Earth's will to survive. The dawn over the Pacific was no longer peaceful. It was the dawn of a new era, where humanity proved it could stand tall against the unknown and fight back with every ounce of courage and innovation it possessed. The alien warning echoed through every communication channel, stark and unforgiving. Resistance is futile. Surrender now or face consequences. But on Earth, it sparked something very different: defiance. In the Grand Hall of the United Nations, the world's eyes turned to a single moment that would be remembered for generations. Secretary General Alara Jensen stood before the assembly, her expression resolute. This was no longer a time for diplomacy or hesitation. The hour had come to show the universe who humanity truly was. Today, she began, her voice calm but commanding. Earth stands united in declaring its will. We will not surrender. We will defend our home, our people, and our future. Her words rippled across the globe. Millions listened, watching as she read aloud Earth's official declaration of war against the alien invaders. We recognize the power before us, Alara continued, but we also recognize the strength within us. Humanity is more than a species. We are resilience, ingenuity, and hope. We will fight to protect every life on this planet. The declaration was transmitted not only to every corner of Earth, but also boldly broadcast into deep space. A message of unity and defiance sent to the stars in the Earth Defense Coalition's command center. Commander Aiden Cross watched the broadcast alongside his team. The tension in the room shifted. What had been fear and uncertainty now became a fierce determination. "This is it," Aiden said. "We've sent our answer. No surrender. No backing down." The declaration ignited a wave of solidarity unlike anything the world had ever seen. Across continents, people gathered in public squares, waving flags and singing songs of unity. Streets filled with volunteers eager to contribute: scientists, engineers, medics, and ordinary citizens alike. In Johannesburg, young people painted murals of Earth's symbol, a single shining globe surrounded by the silhouettes of all humanity. In Sao Paulo, families lit candles and quiet vigils for peace and protection. The planet, once divided by countless conflicts, was now united as one. Dr. Lena Ramirez received messages from scientists around the world. "We're working together like never before," she told the coalition's leaders during a briefing. "The alien threat has shattered old barriers. Knowledge flows freely, and innovation is accelerating. In laboratories, teams race to refine weapons, defenses, and communication systems. Artificial intelligence systems were deployed to anticipate alien movements. New materials were synthesized, and human-machine interfaces improved. The military felt the surge as well." Pilot. Training intensified with simulations designed to prepare for every conceivable alien tactic. Soldiers tested new gear that combined human toughness with technological advances. Even the youngest citizens were inspired. Schools incorporated lessons about courage, unity, and the importance of every individual's role in this fight. Small towns and bustling cities alike, a shared purpose took root, as Earth prepared for what many feared was an inevitable invasion. The alien ship's presence remained a silent threat. Its message had changed from demand to warning, but no further communication was sent. Instead, scouts continued to probe. Reports came of small skirmishes on the edges of the atmosphere and unusual energy readings near key military installations. The war had entered a new phase where every moment counted. In the midst of this, a new voice emerged, a young diplomat named Sofia Alvarez, who had gained recognition for her efforts in fostering global cooperation. She addressed the world. In a broadcast that became a symbol of hope, "We face a challenge unlike any before," Sofia said. "But humanity has never been stronger when we stand together. Our planet's defense is not just a military matter. It's a human matter. Every one of us is a guardian of Earth." Her words spread quickly, reaching far beyond the capitals and command centers. They were spoken in homes, workplaces, and refugee camps, reminding all that the fight was shared. At the coalition headquarters, Secretary General Jensen met with military and scientific leaders. They reviewed data from recent encounters and planned their next steps. Every decision carried weight, knowing that the stakes were nothing less than survival. "We send this declaration not just as a threat," Jensen said, "but as a promise. Earth will fight with every resource, every mind, and every heart. We welcome no invader." Commander Cross prepared his pilots for their next mission. They were no longer just defenders. They were the face of humanity's resolve, ready to take the fight beyond the atmosphere if necessary. As night fell over Earth, a new era began. The stars no longer held mysteries to be admired from afar. They were battlegrounds where humanity's future would be decided, and from every city, village, and home, the message was clear. Earth speaks back with courage, unity, and unwavering defiance. Despite Earth's bold declaration, the looming alien mothership remained an ominous presence. Against the backdrop of space, it hung there, massive and silent, like a dark cloud drifting over the planet, its shadow reaching down to every corner of the globe. The brief victories and acts of unity did not erase the growing unease. If the alien scouts were merely the advance guard, what awaited humanity next? Commander Aiden Cross stood on the bridge of the flagship Vigilant, orbiting just beyond Earth's atmosphere. Screens flickered with streams of data from sensors tracking the alien ship's movements. He knew that every second was precious, that this calm could shatter in an instant. "We need more intel," Aiden told Dr. Lena Ramirez and the coalition's intelligence analysts. "We fought their scouts, but the mothership remains a mystery. What are its capabilities? What is its ultimate goal?" Lena pointed to a display showing fluctuating energy readings from the alien ship. "There's a pattern," she explained. "It's as if the ship is powering up certain systems, possibly preparing for something much larger." The Coalition's scientific teams had discovered subtle pulses in the ship's energy signature. Unlike anything in human experience, some hypothesized it might be a massive weapon charging, while others feared it was a transport mechanism ready to unleash thousands of warships. Meanwhile, on Earth, the shadow of uncertainty was matched by growing tension. While humanity stood united on the surface, cracks began to show in the Alliance's foundation. Resources were stretched thin. Nations faced internal debates over priorities. The pressure was relentless. At a summit in Geneva, leaders debated the next steps. Some argued for immediate, aggressive strikes against the mothership. Others cautioned restraint, hoping to buy time for further research and preparation. You can't negotiate with an enemy who demands surrender and threatens annihilation, keyed General Marcus Kane. We strike first and strike hard, or we risk total defeat. Opposing him was Ambassador Celine Cho, who reminded the Assembly rushing into battle without full understanding could cost us dearly. We must remain strategic and united. The debate was fierce, but ultimately productive. The Coalition agreed on a two-pronged approach: accelerate offensive capabilities, while intensifying intelligence operations to uncover the alien ship's weaknesses. As preparations advanced, new intelligence came from an unexpected source: captured alien drone fragments retrieved from the Pacific crash site. Dr. Alina Sokolov's team worked feverishly to analyze the technology, searching for vulnerabilities that could be exploited. Initial scans suggest the drones operate on a shared network, Alina reported. If we can disrupt their communication, we can cripple their coordination. The Coalition launched cyber operations to infiltrate and jam the alien networks. A digital battlefield unfolding in parallel with the physical war preparations. Back in orbit, Captain Mei Tanaka and her squadron continued patrols near the mothership. Each encounter with alien scouts became increasingly dangerous. The invaders adapted quickly, deploying new tactics and weaponry that tested Earth's defenses. During one tense mission, Mei's ship was nearly destroyed by an unexpected energy blast. She managed to return to the fleet with valuable data about the alien weapons, frequency, and power source. We're learning, Mei said to her crew, but they're evolving too. On Earth, ordinary people lived under the constant shadow of the mothership. Blackouts, rationing, and curfews became common. Yet amid the hardship, acts of courage and kindness persisted. Neighborhoods organized defenses. Communities shared resources. The human spirit refused to dim. In a remote village in the Andes, an old storyteller gathered children around a fire. The stars are watching us, he said. They see our fear, but they also see our strength. We are not just earthlings, we are fighters, survivors. This is our story, and it is not over. As days passed, reports surfaced of strange phenomena near the alien ship. Flashes of light, bursts of energy, and a sudden shift in the gravitational field hinted that the mothership was preparing to act. In the Coalition's war room, tension was palpable. The calm before the storm was ending. We must be ready, Lena urged. This is the moment we've trained for. Aiden Cross nodded grimly. The shadows on the horizon are closing in. But Earth will not bow. We fight not just for ourselves, but for all who call this planet home. Outside the window of the command center, the night sky remained vast and mysterious. The stars blinked coldly, indifferent to the battles below. But humanity's flame burned bright, defiant against the word. Darkness, the next phase of the war, was coming, and Earth's fate hung in the balance. The long silence that followed the alien ship's ominous energy buildup was shattered at last. Across Earth's orbit and deep within command centers on the ground, alarms sounded as the mothership unleashed its devastating Weepana surge of energy so powerful it rattled satellites and shook the planet's magnetic field. Yet, amid the destruction, humanity's response was swift and unyielding. Commander Aiden Cross watched the data streams from the Vigilant with grim determination. The alien blast had forced Earth's forces into retreat, but it had also revealed the mothership's limits. The energy discharge was massive, but took time to recharge, providing a narrow window for counterattack. "Prepare the fleet, Aiden," ordered. "This is our moment." Earth's space fleet, now equipped with advanced alien hybrid weapons, surged forward. Pilots braced against the G-forces as they engaged the alien ship's defenses in an unprecedented assault. The mothership, massive and imposing, unleashed its own fighter squadrons, turning the battle into a chaotic dance of fire and light. Captain Mai Tanaka led the vanguard, her ship weaving through enemy fire, firing concentrated bursts at the ships. Shield generators. Beside her, new pilots fought fiercely, their skill and courage pushing back against the invaders. On the ground, scientists raced to amplify Earth's electromagnetic pulse technology. If timed correctly, a global EMP blast could temporarily disable alien electronics. Leveling the playing field, Dr. Lena Ramirez coordinated with international teams, her voice calm despite the pressure. "We're close. It's just a little more calibration." This could change everything. At the same time, cyber warfare units launched coordinated attacks on the alien network. Disruptions rippled through the mothership systems, causing momentary lapses in its defenses. The battle raged for hours, with neither side willing to concede. The alien ship's hull began to show signs of strain under the relentless assault. Earth's fighters exploited every weakness, focusing fire on exposed segments and energy conduits in the midst of the chaos. A breakthrough came from the recovered alien drone technology. Engineers used the captured blue energy core to power a prototype weapon capable of penetrating the mothership's reinforced hull. "This is it," Alina Sokolov said. "If we can deliver this payload, we cripple their command structure." The plan was daring. A small squadron would break through the defenses, deliver the weapon, and escape before the ship could retaliate. Captain May volunteered to lead the strike team. "I know the risks," she said. "But if we don't take this chance, we may never get another." With steady hands and hearts pounding, May and her team launched on the critical mission. The enemy fighters swarmed, but the squadron's advanced shields and agility kept them alive. Inside the mothership's shadowed corridors, the weapon was deployed, sending a pulse that spread through the alien vessel like wildfire. Systems flickered and died. The ship shuddered as its core destabilized. "Return to formation," Aiden commanded. "We're not done yet." As the mothership faltered, Earth's forces pushed harder, taking the fight to the enemy with renewed vigor. Across the planet, people watched the battle unfold on screens, hope blooming in their hearts. On Earth's surface, news of the assault sparked celebrations, but also sober reminders that the war was far from over. Secretary General Ilara Jensen addressed the world once more. "This is a turning point," she said. "Together, we have shown that the spirit of humanity cannot be crushed, but we must remain vigilant and united. Our fight continues." In the aftermath, scientists analyzed the damage inflicted on the mothership. Its systems were severely compromised, and communications went dark. For the first time, humanity had forced the alien invaders to retreat, but the price was high. The battle left parts of Earth's orbit scarred and vulnerable. The coalition mourned lost heroes and prepared to rebuild. Yet, even in loss, a new strength emerged. The tide of war was shifting. Captain Mai Tanaka, returning from the mission, looked toward the horizon from the Vigilance deck. "We've pushed them back," she said quietly. "But this fight will test everything we have." Commander Cross joined her, nodding. "The enemy is wounded, but they're not defeated. We have to be ready for whatever comes next." As Earth's people celebrated cautiously, shadows still loomed. The war for survival had entered a new chapter 1, where humanity's courage, unity, and innovation would be tested like never before. And now, the tide was turning. The once imposing alien mothership drifted, crippled and dark, its vast shadow no longer threatening the blue planet below. Earth's forces watched warily as the invaders retreated into the void of space. For the first time since the arrival of the threat, there was silence, so fragile. Tentative peace. Commander Aiden Cross stood on the bridge of the Vigilant, his eyes scanning the stars. The battle had been won, but the war was far from over. Humanity had proven it could stand against the unknown, but the universe held mysteries yet to unfold. In cities around the world, celebrations erupted. Streets filled with cheering crowds, flags waving proudly as people embraced one another. The unity that had been forged in the fires of conflict now shone like a beacon of hope. Secretary General Hilary Jensen addressed the global audience in a broadcast that reached every continent and every home. Today, we stand victorious not because of any one nation or people, but because of humanity united, she said. We faced a threat unlike any other and showed that courage, determination, and innovation define us. This victory belongs to all of Earth. Yet, amidst the joy, a sense of responsibility settled over the world. The aliens' message, clear and unyielding, had not vanished with their retreat. It was a reminder that Earth was no longer alone. In the months that followed, the Earth Defense Coalition expanded its reach beyond the planet. The mothership's remains were studied in orbit, revealing technology that would accelerate humanity's progress in science, energy, and space travel. Dr. Lena Ramirez and her team led the effort to reverse engineer alien systems. Their work paved the way for new propulsion methods, sustainable power sources, and advanced defense technologies. The future suddenly seemed full of promise. On Earth, the scars of war gradually healed. Cities rebuilt stronger, communities grew closer, and nations deepened their cooperation. The conflict had reminded humanity of its shared destiny. Captain Mai Tanaka, honored for her leadership during the battle, trained new pilots in the art of space combat. The fleet grew in strength and readiness, prepared for any future threats. But the greatest change was in the human spirit. People no longer saw the stars as distant and unreachable. Instead, the cosmos had become a place of possibility, new frontier to explore, understand, and protect. In a quiet moment on the Vigilant, Commander Cross reflected on the journey. We faced darkness, he said softly to May, and found light. Not just from our weapons or technology, but from who we are. May nodded. This war showed us what humanity can do when we stand together. It's just the beginning. As Earth's orbit twinkled with satellites, defense platforms, and research stations, a new mission took shape, not just to defend, but to reach out. Communication arrays were upgraded to send peaceful signals deeper into space, extending a hand to potential allies among the stars in classrooms. Children learned about the war that had changed history and the heroes who had stood tall. They dreamed of journeys beyond Earth and of a future where humanity belonged among the stars. One clear night, Ra Jensen gazed up at the sky. The stars glimmered quietly, as if watching and waiting. "We are ready," she whispered. "Ready? To face whatever comes next." And so, as the alien shadow faded, a new dawn rose over Earth, a dawn of hope, unity, and endless possibility. Humanity's story was far from finished. It was just beginning.